Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another Glacial Geek Battle Report. I'm Phil, the Glacial Geek, coming to you here from Savannah Lion Games in Pooler, Georgia, where I'll be fighting a 1,500-point game between my Genestealer Cult and Neil's Tyranids. So the story that we've got going on here is that everything seemed to be coming up Millhouse for the Genestealer Cult. They had successfully overthrown the local government, the Imperial government here on this planet, creating turmoil and havoc to prepare the planet for the arrival of their gods across the void. And as the Tyranids came, they rejoiced as they had finally arrived to deliver them to their promised land. It turns out that the promised land is their stomachs, and the Genestealer Cult quickly realized that they had made a major blunder, and all of the Tyranids started to arrive on the planet. The pure strains that were on the planet reverted back under the hive mind, along with their Patriarch, the one they had that they had worshipped, had finally their father had turned upon them, devouring them, blowing out the minds of all the Magos, and basically creating chaos. So the remaining Genestealer Cult bound together to fight back against them for their lives. So that's the story that we've got going on here. We are actually going to be just playing a game of for kill points. So we're just going to be doing no mercy, just trying to kill each other, because that's what the Tyranids are trying to do. And at this point, the Genestealer Cult aren't looking for holding strategic positions, because they've taken the land. They're just trying to survive. So that is the story, and that is the mission that we're going to be fighting here today. Before we go any further, though, let's show you the two armies that are going to be fighting it out. So for the Genestealer Cult, I'll be running a battalion detachment. Leading off that detachment, I've got a Primus and an Abominant. We have 6 5-man squads of Acolyte hybrids. 2 squads have 2 heavy rock saws. 2 squads have 2 heavy rock drills. 2 squads have 2 heavy rock cutters. 2 of the leaders have hand flamers. 1 of the leaders has a lash whip and bone sword. We have 2 Goliath trucks. And last but not least, we have 2 squads of aberrants. 1 8-man squad with power picks, and 1 9-man squad with power hammers, and 1 hypermorph. For the Tyranids, he'll be running a battalion detachment. Leading off that detachment, we have a Neurothrope and a Broodlord with the Amoral factor. We have a 2-man Carnifex Brood with Stranglethorn Cannon, Sporosis, and Thrasher Tail. We have a 5-man Zoanthrope squad. We have a 7-base Ripper Swarm. And last but not least, we have 3 20-man squads of Genestealers. All right, so going over deployment now for the Genestealer Cult. I've got a Goliath truck over here. Inside here is the 9-man Aberrant squad with the hammers, as well as the Abominant. I now have the other truck with the 8-man squad with the power picks, as well as the Primus inside of this truck. And in Cult Ambush, I have my 6 Acolyte squads. So going over deployment for the Tyranids, we've got 1 squad of Genestealers over here, along with the Broodlord. We've got the Zoanthropes up on top of the building here, as well as the Neurothrope. We have another squad of Genestealers here, another squad of Genestealers here, and we have the Carnifexes inside the building over there. So, as of right now, the Tyranids are going to be going first. Unless I can seize the initiative, looking for a 6. Show me that fill phase. No fill phase. So we'll come back to you after movement phase for the Tyranids here on turn 1. All right, so first turn movement here for the Tyranids. Everybody moved up. Everyone actually advanced except for the 2 Carnifexes, who just moved up their 8 inches. So yeah, pretty brutal getting all up in my grill real soon. So that's it for the movement phase. We'll come back to you with the psychic phase. All right, so starting off, his Neurothropes there are going to cast Smite, because they're close enough. They've got 24 inches for their Smite. So looking for 5.
Yep, and remember, reroll 1.
Rerolling 1s because of the Neurothrope over there. Ooh, Perils of the Warp.
I'll take it.
You're just gonna take it. All right. So first off, it's D3 mortal wounds onto them.
Yeah, and it's just gonna be them.
Yeah, onto that squad. Yeah.
It won't kill them.
3 mortal wounds. So how many wounds do they each have?
3.
They've got 3. So 1 guy did. All right, not bad. But now it becomes D6 plus. Don't they have something special? What do they have? Is it just 2?
They're D3 or D6 plus D3. They're still until 1 more guy dies.
All right, so they're D6 plus D3 wounds onto here. So we've got D6. 5 plus D3. Plus 1. So doing 6 wounds onto my truck there. Pretty brutal. All right, rugged construction on my Goliath trucks there. On a 6-up, they ignore wounds. So 6 wounds from that psychic test. Looking for 6s to ignore. Show me them Phil faces. Getting none. So they will be taking all 6. All right, so now his Neurothrope is going to cast Catalyst onto his Genestealers over there. Looking for a 6. Getting it with an 11. Okay. All right, so now on to the shooting phase. This Carnifex is going to fire his Stranglethorn Cannon into my Goliath truck over here. So it's Assault D6. Getting a 2 there, so it's going to be 2 shots. They have enhanced sentences. 1 second. My opponent's actually going to spend a command point to re-roll that into a 6. Yes. Well spent points there. So he's going to have 6 shots there. These are going to be hitting on 3s because he's got enhanced sentences. So looking for 3s to hit. All right, so getting all but 2 there. So that's going to be 4 hits. These are now Strength 7, Toughness 6, so looking for 3s to wound. Getting 4 wounds. AP -1, so looking for 5-up saves. Getting 1 save, so these are 2 wounds apiece. So it's going to be 6 feel no pain, so looking for fill faces on these ones. Ignoring 2 of them, so I take 4 damage. And now the second one is going to fire into him as well, so D6 shots. Getting 2 shots. These are going to be hitting on 3s because of enhanced senses. Getting 2 hits. These are now going to be wounding on 3s. Getting 2 wounds. 2 5-up saves. Making 1, failing 1, so that's going to be 2 wounds. Looking for 6-ups. Show me them Phil faces. Getting 1, so I take 1 more wound. All right, and that is it for the shooting phase. I don't think you have any charges that you can make on this turn, right? Everything still? We're going to take a look on that. Yep, he's out of range there, so that is going to be it for the Tyranid's turn here on turn 1. We will come back to you after movement phase for the Genestealer Cult on turn 1. All right, movement phase for the Genestealer Cult here on turn 1. These Aberrants plus my Primus moved out, disembarked, and moved up here. Their movement, same thing over here with the Abominant and the Aberrants from this truck. And both trucks stood still where they were. So that is going to be it for the movement phase here for the Genestealer Cult. I've got, I think, I've got some shooting. So we'll come back to you with the shooting phase. All right, so starting off the shooting phase, my Goliath truck here is going to fire the twin autocannons into the Carnifex here, and he's going to fire the heavy stubber into the Genestealers. So we're going to go with the twin autocannon first. So it's 4 shots, hitting on 5s because he's in his second profile here. Getting 2 hits. These are Strength 7, he's Toughness 7, so looking for 4s to wound. Getting 2 wounds, AP -1, so onto him. So it's going to be 2 4-up saves.
And no film of pain.
Making them both, though. Another heavy stubber is going to fire into his Genestealers there. So 3 shots, hitting on 5s. Getting 1 hit, wounding on a 4. That is a wound. 5-up save. No, 5-up feel no pain because of Catalyst. No, so 1 guy is dead. Now my Goliath truck over here is going to fire the twin autocannons into his Venomthropes, and he's going to fire the Zoanthropes, and then he's going to fire the heavy stubber, into the Genestealers over here. So we're going to go with the twin autocannon first, so 4 shots hitting on 5s because he's also in his second profile. All right, getting 2 hits, wounding on what's their toughness? 4, so 3 up. Getting 2 wounds, AP -1, 3-up invul save, right, for those guys? So 3-up invul saves, making them both. And then the heavy stubber into these guys. Getting 2 hits. Getting 2 wounds, 2 5-up invul saves. Making neither of them. And now he has 6-up feel no pains because of them being Leviathan. Making 1, failing 1, so 1 guy is dead. And now the needle pistol from my Primus shooting into the Genestealers. That is a hit with a fill face. Wounding on a 2, because that's what needle pistols do. Wounding with a fill face. AP nothing, so 5-up invul save. Here we go. He's good. All right, that's it for the shooting phase. Into the assault phase, we're going to start with my Aberrants over here, who are going to declare a charge against his Genestealers and against his Neurothropes over there. Zoanthropes, my bad. So I need 7 inches will get me into the Zoanthropes. 4 inches will get me into combat with the Genestealers. Making it with a 7-inch. And now my Abominant is going to charge into the Pure Strains over there, looking for a 6-inch charge. Not getting it. I'm going to spend a command point to re-roll this. No, still not enough. And now my Aberrants over here are going to charge into his Pure Strains. They are in. And now my Primus is going to charge into the Pure Strains, looking for a 5-inch charge. He is in. All right, we're going to start out with my Aberrants over here with the Power Picks. They're going to attack into the Genestealers over here. So we're going to start with the Power Pick attacks first, because with the Power Picks, they get to also make an attack with their Rending Claws as well for each attack they make with the Power Pick. So we're going to have 16 attacks here with the Power Picks. These are going to be hitting on 2s because of the Primus being there. All right. Ooh, all but 1 hit. So these are now going to be wounding on... Ooh, 1 second. All right, so it's going to be wounding on 3s because there's strength 5, toughness 4. All right, so we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 wounds here. These are going to be AP. Doesn't make a difference because they've got 5 up invul saves.
And then I've got...
All right. And then he's got Catalyst. So we'll figure out Catalyst after this one. So these are going to be 5 up saves. Making... How many did you make there? 3 or 4? He made 4, right? Yeah, so failed 6 of them. So we'll come back to you with that. All right, so they're D3 damage each. So we got the first one is going to be 1 damage. So 5 up from Catalyst. He makes it. He's good to go. The second one is 3. He makes all of those as well. All right, not going great so far. That's another 3 with a fill face.
Dang it. Here we go.
All right, so he is dead. So that's at least 1 dead. That's another 3. Another 1 dead. Another 1.
1.
1.
Come on, baby.
No, that's another 1 dead. And then a fill face, so 3. No, another 1 dead. And now the Rending Claw attacks are coming in, so 16 attacks hitting on 2s. Ooh, all hits on that one, pretty good. These are just going to be strength 4, strength 5 again, so wounding on 3s. All right. The 6s usually are higher AP, but that doesn't make a difference since they've only got the 5 up saves. So we're actually going to have 3, 6, 9, 10, 11, 5 up invul saves that are coming in here because the AP doesn't make a difference. Even though those 3 6s would have been AP minus 4, he doesn't care because they're invul saves. So 11, 5 up saves. Okay.
That was a 3.
That was a 3.
Yeah,
so we got 1, 2, 3 so far that were made. So the rest are, it's just 1 damage each. So there's going to be... those are now re-rolled into 5s again because of Catalyst. Making 1 of those. That's going to be 3, 6, 7 more dead. All right, so my opponent spent 2 command points to interrupt with his other Genestealer squad over here, attacking into my Aberrants. So 11 guys were able to get into combat over here. So these are going to be 44 attacks because there's more than 10 in this squad over here. These are going to be hitting on 3s because they're outside of 6 inches of the Broodlord. This is the first 22. We'll come back to you with that. All right, so we had 19 hits on the first volley. The second volley hitting on 3s. All right, we'll come back to you with that. All right, so we got a total of 34 hits between the 2 volleys there. These are now going to be wounding on 4s because they're strength 4, I'm toughness 4. So looking for 4s to wound. 6s to wound are actually AP minus 4, which makes a difference for my guys, not for his. All right, we'll come back to you with that. All right, so we had 11 wounds that were at AP minus 1, and then 5 wounds that are at AP minus 4. So this 5 at AP minus 4 just going to go straight through, but the 11 there at AP minus 1 are leave me with a 6 up save. So looking for fill faces. Making 2 of those. So that's going to be 9 plus 5. So we've got 14, 5 up, ignoring wounds because of Bestial Vigor. These are the new rules in the Tooth and Claw book. So the new way to run Aberrants, which is pretty sweet. So it still minuses the 1 from damage to a minimum of 1. So it didn't make a difference for these attacks. But they will also now give a 5 up Feel No Pain, which is pretty sweet. So looking for 5 up Feel No Pains. Making 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of those. So leaving me with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 wounds, which will kill 2, 4, and leave one guy with a wound. All right, so now my turn with the aberrants over here. We're gonna have 3 of the guys with the power hammers attacking into his zoanthropes over there. So we're gonna have 2 attacks each from them. So we've got 6 attacks. These are going to be hitting on 4s because they're unwieldy -1. But an unmodified roll of a 6 actually counts as 2 attacks because they're within 6 inches of my the abominant. All right, so that counts as 2 hits. So that's going to be 4 hits because of the abominant's special rule there. These are now going to be wounding on 2s because it's strength times 2. So there's going to be 4 wounds, AP -3, but he doesn't care about that. So these are going to be 4 3-up invul saves. Making them haul. And then the other guy with the power hammer into the Genestealers over there. That is 1 hit. That is a wound with a fill face. And then they've got a 5-up invul save. No, goes through, so that's going to be 3 6-up, feel no pains because of being Leviathan within Synapse over there. No, that guy is dead. And now my Hypermorph is going to attack in here with his improvised heavy weapon, which is the sign. So when you're using the improvised heavy weapon, you get 2 attacks for every, instead of 1 for every attack you make with it. So it's going to be 6 attacks total that are going to be coming in here from him because he gets +1 attack as well when you become a Hypermorph. So these are going to be 6 attacks hitting on 4s because it's also unwieldy because it's a freaking sign. All right, so that's going to be 3 hits. None of them are 6s, so don't get any double hits from the abominant. These are going to be wounding on 2s. All right, so that's going to be 2 wounds. These are going to be 2 damage each, but it's going to be AP. It doesn't make a difference. It's AP -2. So these are now going to be looking for 5-up invul saves. Making neither of them, so it's going to be 2 damage apiece. So the first one is dead, and the second one is also dead. And now he has this Hypermorph tail. That is a hit. That is a wound.
Use your tail foo.
Yep, using my tail foo. Not a save, and then a 6-up. No, another dead. And now my Primus is going to attack in over here. He's got 4 attacks, hitting on 2s. That is all but 1 hit. These are now going to be wounding on 4s. That is 2 wounds. AP minus, it doesn't make a difference, but it's AP -2. But here we go, 5-up invul, making 1, and then failing 1, and then they've got a 1 wound, so it's going to be a 5-up ignoring wound because of Catalyst.
Oops, I'm sorry.
It's all good?
Not count it. Right, here we go.
No, so 1 dead.
Yeah.
All right, so now his Genestealers are going to attack into my Aberrants over here. 6 of them are left within range of being able to get into a fight over here. So it's going to be 3 attacks each because they're less than 10 in the squad. So we're going to have 18 attacks coming in here, hitting on 3s. All right, we'll come back to that. All right, so we got 11 hits over here. These are now going to be wounding on 4s. Strength 4, toughness 4. Yes. All right, so we got 1, 6, and we've got 1, 2, 3 that are at AP -1. So we've got 3 6-up saves, making 1 of them. So then we're going to have 3, because he made 1 of those saves, so it's going to be 3 5-up ignoring wounds. Ignoring 1 of them, so taking 2, 1 guy is dead. And now his zoanthropes are going to attack into my here. They've got 4 attacks, hitting on 4s. Getting 2 hits, strength 4, so looking for 4s to wound. No, not getting any wounds. All right, so that is the end of the Genestealer Cult turn here. We have some morale tests to take. He's just within 12 inches of these guys. He had measured it when they piled in over here, but then completely forgot when he piled in his guys over here for the attack. So more by luck than judgment, they're within 12. They do not have to take a test because of Synapse, but better to be lucky than good. That's what I always hope for. And I'm neither lucky nor good, so... But my Aberrants over here do have to take a test. They lost 4 guys from that squad over there. Their leadership is 7, so 4 plus 4 is 8, so I lose 1 guy out of that squad there who runs away. So that is going to be it for the Genestealer Cult turn here on turn 1. We'll come back to you after movement phase for the Tyranids here on turn 2. All right, movement phase for the Tyranids here on turn 2. His Carnifex moved up around over this way. This Carnifex moved up over this way. The Zoanthropes fell back out of combat, and as did, well, the, whatchamacallit, the Neurothrope flew back behind them over there. These Tyranids advanced up over this way, surrounding my Abominant, and these guys stayed in combat, these guys stayed in combat, and the Patriarch, the Broodlord, because they are not, it's not a Patriarch anymore, now that he's back under the sway of the Hive Mind, moved up over this way, so he's within 6 inches of them to give them the buff, as well as these guys. So that's going to be it for the movement phase, so we'll come back to you with the Psychic phase. Alright, so now the Neurothrope is going to cast Catalyst onto these Genestealers over here, so looking for a 6. Ooh, perils there. So, it's going to be, it goes off, but he takes D3 mortal wounds.
I'll take it.
Alright, so he's going to take D3 mortal wounds.
So be it.
Taking 2 mortal wounds, and these guys go off with Catalyst. So now the Broodlord here is going to cast Smite into these guys, looking for a 5. Going off with a 7, so D3 mortal wounds. 3 mortal wounds. And now the Neurothrope's going to do the same thing on a 6. Goes off with a 10, so that's going to be D3 mortal wounds. Give me 1 mortal wound. All right, my bad. We forgot about their Bestial Vigor. So they have, on the first one, it was 3 mortal wounds, so looking for 5 ups. Making none of them, so that's fair enough. And then on this one, it's 1 mortal wound. Still, again, okay, fair enough. At least we rolled the dice. All right, and now these guys are going to give their Super Smite into them as well. Looking for a 7. Going off with a 10, so it's going to be D3 plus D3 mortal wounds, right? So D3's 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, so 6 mortal wounds. 6. 5 up. Ignoring wounds. Making none of them, so they are dead. And that is first blood. All right, that's it for Psychic phase. Into the shooting phase, he's going to fire his Stranglethorn cannon over here. Getting 4 shots, so these are going to be hitting on 3s because of enhanced senses. Looking for 3s, so getting 3 hits. These are now going to be strength 7, so looking for 3s to wound. That is going to be 3 wounds. AP -1, so we got 3 5-up saves. 3 5-up saves, so I make 2 of them. So then it goes through with 2 wounds. For that third one that goes through, these are going to be, these are looking for 6-up, ignoring wounds because of rugged things. So looking for those Filfacers. Getting none. Adds up to 6. Doesn't help.
Ready?
And now this guy's going to fire into my other Goliath over here. Getting 4 shots as well with him. These are going to be hitting on 3s. Getting 2 hits. These are going to be wounding on 3s. No wound. All right, so now his Carnifex here is going to charge into my Aberrants. Getting in.
Okay.
All right, so he's got Living Battering Ram, which means on a 4+ he does a mortal wound. He does.
Come on.
5 up, feel no pain. Yeah, he's good. Woo! All right, so this squad here is now going to charge into my Goliath truck over here, firing Overwatch, the twin assault cannons, twin auto cannons, I should say. Getting no hits there, and then we've got the Heavy Stubber, getting 1 hit, 1 wound, 5 up, no 6 up because of 6 up feel no pain because they're within range. No, but dead guy.
Charge.
And now they've got their charge.
5 inches.
5-inch charge will get him in.
Get ready.
Ooh, not quite in, but he's going to spend a command point to reroll. No, does not make it. All right, so the end of his charge moves, I actually heroically intervened into his Genestealers over here with my Abominant. Because they declared a charge against only my rock, into only the truck over here, and failed, they cannot attack into my Abominant because they didn't declare him as a target of their charge. So he's just going to heroically intervene in there to get some attacks. Over here, though, we will start in the fight phase with his Carnifex, who charged into my Aberrants over here. So he's going to have 4 attacks, is it? Or, oh, 1 second. All right, so he's got 4 attacks that are going to be coming in here because he's got 1 set of claws. These are going to be hitting on 3s because he charged this turn. So Living Battering Ram gives him +1 to hit. He gets to re-roll attack rolls of 1 though. So these are going to be 4 attacks hitting on the aberrants, hitting on 3s. All right, that's all hits. These are going to be strength, what, ×2?
No, they are.
Oh, 1 second.
Good luck on your save.
All right, so these are going to be wounding on 3s because the strength user is strength 6, so wounding on 3s. So getting 3 wounds, AP -3, so I get no saves on these, but they're going to be doing 3 damage apiece, which because of Bestial Vigor becomes 2 damage apiece. So now I have, it goes through my armor, so now I've got Feel No Pains on these, so it's going to be on the first guy there. He's going to have 2 5-up ignoring wounds, ignoring them both. Woo! Now into the second one. Nope, not ignoring either of those, so he is just straight up dead. And the third one. Ignoring one of them, so leaving him with 1 wound. And now the Thrasher Tail gets D3 attacks. 1 attack, hitting on a 3. That is a hit. Strength 4, so it's going to be wounding on a 4. No wound. All right, so I'm going to spend 2 command points to interrupt now with my Aberrants, who are going to attack into his Genestealers. So I've got the picks first. These are going to be 12 attacks now, hitting on 3s. No, hitting on 2s because of the Primus over there. All right, missing 2 hits there. These are now going to be wounding on 4s. Oh no, wounding on 3s because they're strength 5. All right, so we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 wounds. At AP doesn't make a difference to you, so it's going to be 9 5-up invul saves. Making 1 of them. So we're going to have 8 total wounds in here. These are D3 damage apiece. So the first one, because he's got his catalyst here, the first one is 1 wound. No, does not make that, so it's a dead guy. The second one is going to be 1 wound. He does make that one. The third one is 3 wounds. No, almost makes it, but doesn't, so that's a dead guy. The fourth one is 2 wounds. No, dead guy. Fifth one is 1 wound. Nope, dead guy. 3 wounds with a fill first. Nope, dead guy. 3 wounds again. Ooh, almost, but no, dead guy. And then 1 wound. One more, yeah, 1 wound.
This is it.
Oh, and he makes it! And now my Rent-A-Claw attacks into the last guy that's there. Again, hitting on 2s. Alrighty, so that's 2 misses. These are going to be wounding on 3s again. Alright, so that's going to be 2, 4, 6, 8 wounds in here. These are going to be, again, 5-up invul saves. Because the 6s, again, he doesn't care about AP because he's got invul saves. Making 5s and 6s, so he makes 3 of them, and then again 5. Oh no, it's yeah, 5 up, so that's good. And then we've got 5-up invul, ignoring wounds because of catalyst. They're just 1 wound each. Oh no, fails it, so he is dead, and that is the squad wiped. Alright, so now my Abominant is going to attack. He's got 3 attacks. These are going to be hitting on 3s with his Power Sledgehammer since it's not apparently unwieldy because it doesn't say anything in its profile. So that is going to be hitting on 3s, so it's going to be 2 hits. These are going to be strength ×2, so wounding on 2s. That is... Wow, I needed not that to happen. I am, you know what? I'm going to spend a command point to reroll one of those. Okay, that's a wound, and of a 6, does... To wound of a 6 does nothing. To hits of a 6 would have done something, but that's 1 wound. So it's a 5-up invul save. And he's good. And now his Mindworm Familiar gets to attack back with 2 attacks. So that is going to be 1 hit. That is not a wound. All right, and that is it for the Tyranid's turn here on turn 2. Nobody has to take any tests, so we will now come back to you after a movement phase for the Genestealer Cult on turn 2. All right, movement phase for the Genestealer Cult here on turn 2. My truck stood still. This truck stood still. These aberrants stayed in combat over here. He just moved around there because he wasn't engaged in combat over here because they killed off the pure strains or the Genestealers here, and he had just not charged into him, so he just moved back there a bit so that he's not in terrain over here. And the Abominant stayed in combat over here. So into the Cult Ambush phase, these 2 guys over here both rolled 2s on their Cult Ambush, being over here, so they are within 6 inches of this table edge they rolled, and they are more than 9 inches away from the Genestealers over here. They rolled a 5, so they rolled a 3 on their roll, so they are 6 inches away from the Neurothropes over here. They rolled a 6. I'd actually spent Meticulous Uprising there, so rolled double 6s on that, so they were right there. So they moved up there 6 inches, so they are more than 3 inches away from them over there. These guys over here rolled a 4, so they are more than 9 inches away from here, and these guys rolled a 5 and rolled a 3, so they are more than 6 inches away over here. So that is it for the movement phase. We've got no psychic phase, so we'll come back to you with the shooting phase. All right, so now my my Goliath truck over here is going to fire his twin autocannons into his Carnifex over here, and he's going to fire his Heavy Stubber into the Genestealers over here, the unengaged ones. So we're going to go with the autocannons first. He's -1 to hit because of the Spore Assist, which we completely forgot about the first round of shooting. So these are going to be hitting on 6s. Not getting anything. That was real bad rolling regardless. And then the Heavy Stubber into the Genestealers hitting on 5s. Getting 1 hit. This is going to be wounding on a 4. That is a wound. 5 up invul save. No. 6 up feel no pain. No. And rinse and repeat with this one into them as well. So here we go. Twin autocannon. No hits there. Heavy Stubber. No hits there. So now this squad here is going to fire into the Zoanthropes over there. So we've got 4 pistols and 1 hand flamer. So the 4 auto pistols first. That is 1 hit. Wounding on a toughness 4, so looking for a 5 to wound. No wound there. Sorry, 6 inches, and they are just over 6 inches away since they had to be over 9 inches away and moved 3 inches closer. So they're just over 6 inches away.
Just can't hide no more.
And now this squad here is going to fire his into the Neurothrope since it's closer than to them there. They're going to put their pistols into him. That is going, once again. All right, so that's going to be 5 hits. These are strength 3, toughness 4, so looking for 5s to wound. Getting 1, 2, 3 wounds. AP nothing. So looking for 3 up saves, invul saves. Failing 2 of them, these are now going to be 6 up ignoring wounds because of Leviathan. Oh, and he makes 1, so he just takes 1 wound. All right, that's it for the shooting phase. Into the assault phase, this squad here with the rock cutters are going to charge into his Carnifex over there, looking for a 9-inch charge to get in. Oh, not even getting to reroll that. Now with the rock drills, we're going to do the same thing over here. They're looking for a 6-inch charge. Not getting in. I'm going to spend a command point to reroll that. And now they're in. Rock drills over here are going to charge in, looking for a 9-inch charge. Not getting it. And then this squad over here is looking for a 9-inch charge to get in with the rock saws. Not getting in. These guys are going to charge into both the Neurothrope and the Zoanthropes. So looking for a 3-inch charge. What? Where was that rolls before for the longer ones I needed? And now these guys are going to charge in over here. They're looking for a 6-inch charge. Not getting in. All right, we're going to start over here with this squad of acolytes that charged in with the heavy rock drills. We're going to start with the heavy rock drills attacking in here. They are going to be 2 attacks each. They're going to be hitting on 2s because of the Primus being over there, and they're not unwieldy with the heavy rock drills. So these are going to be hitting on 4 attacks, hitting on 2s. All right, so that's going to be 3 hits. These are strength times 2, so strength 8, looking for 3s to wound. That's going to be cock there. So it's going to be 3 wounds at AP -3. So it's going to be 3 6-up saves. Failed them all. So that's going to be 3 damage onto him. And then for each of these, we now roll on a 2+. They do mortal wounds to him. All right, so it's going to be 2 more additional mortal wounds. So that's going to be 3, 4, 5 damage onto him so far. Then on 3+, it does an additional mortal wound on these. All right, so that's an additional mortal wound there. So that's going to be 3, 4, 5, 6 wounds so far. And then this one, on a 4+, does another mortal wound. And that's it. So he did... on a 4+, so that was 3 damage plus 3 plus 2 became 5, became 6, became 7 damage total onto him. And now the other 3 regular guys are going to attack into him. They've got 6 attacks, or 2 attacks each, so 6 attacks each with their rending claws. These are going to be hitting on 2s. All right, so those are all hits. These are going to be wounding on 5s. So that's 2 wounds. The 6 becomes AP -4, so that's just going to go straight through. So he is dead. So the death, the living battering ram replaced the death frenzy, so that's why he doesn't get to blow up in my face. All right, so now this squad here is going to attack into these guys. We're going to have 1 guy with the rock cutter and 1 regular guy attacking into his neurothrope, and then we're going to have 1 rock cutter and the leader plus 2 other guys going in, or 1 other guy going into his neurothropes. Zoanthropes, sorry. So we're going to go with the rock cutter into the neurothrope, so his character there first. 1 second. Okay, all right, so we're going to start with the rock cutter into the character there. So he's got 2 attacks. These are going to be hitting on 4s because they are unwieldy as per the FAQ. Getting 1 hit. I'm going to spend a command point to re-roll this. Nope, no hit there. So I'm down to 1 command point. This now is going to be wounding on a 2. That is wound with a fill face. So now it is AP -4, but he's got a 3-up invul save. And he's good. And I'll have the other regular guy into his neurothrope there. That is 1 hit. That is 1 wound with a 6, so that's going to be AP. It doesn't make a difference. I forgot he's got a 3-up invul save. He's good. And the cultist knife attack from that regular guy. That's a hit. That is not a wound. All right, so now the other rock cutter guy into the regular squad there is going to attack. 2 attacks, hitting on 4s. Getting 1 hit, wounding on a 2. That is a wound. AP -4, but no care in the world because he's got a 3-up invul save. No, he failed it, so he takes 2 damage onto 1 of them there. 1 second. All right, he's actually going to spend a command point to re-roll that. Into a 4, he's good. Yeah. All right, so now the leader and my other guy are going to attack into his regular squad there, hitting on 3s with the rending claws. All right, so that is 4 hits. These are now going to be wounding on 4s. Getting 2 wounds, 1 of which it doesn't make a difference. So these are just going to be 3-up invul saves. Failed 1 of them, so it's going to be a 6-up feel no pain because of them being Leviathan. Oh, he's good. And then there are 2 cultist knives. That is 2 hits. That is 1 wound. 3-up. No, 6-up. Yeah. All right, so now my Abominant is going to attack into the Pure Strings over there. 3 attacks, hitting on 3s. That is 2 hits. The 6 is actually counts as 2 hits for him, so that's going to be 3 hits total. Wounding on 2s. Oh, what? No. What? Wow. All right, we're going to roll for both of these squads over here. So it's going to be 5 attacks hitting into my acolytes over here on 3s. Oh, on 4s. Sorry, on 4s. So that's going to be 2 hits. Yep. Wounding on strength 4. Yep. So wounding on 3s. Getting 2 wounds. Minus nothing. Minus nothing. Go t-shirt. Making no saves. On. And now his Genestealers are going to attack into my Abominant over here. So he's going to have 13 guys going to attack in there. They're still above 10, so there's going to be 4 attacks each. These are going to be 52 attacks. We're going to go with 26 per bout here. So it's going to be 26 hitting on 2s because they're within 6 inches of a Brood Lord. Here we go, 26. Come back to you with that. So at 24 hits the first set there, so now looking for the second set. All right, we'll come back to that. And it was another 24, so we're just going to do 2 sets of 24 here. These are going to be strength 4, toughness. Oh, good question. All right, so he's toughness 5, so these are going to be wounding on 5. So we're going to do the first set of 24 here. Wounding on 5s. 5s I can actually make a 6-up save. 6s I cannot. So here we go. First set. All right, we'll come back to that. All right, so we got 3 5s that can have saves and 7 6s that I won't have saves. So now we're going to roll that again because of this is the second set of 24. All right, we'll come back to you with that. All right, so it ended up being this total of 7 5s and 13 6s, which is pretty good. So I have, of the 7 5s, I actually get a 6-up save onto him because his base 5-up save becomes a 6-up save with the Rending Claws, making one of them. So then we have these 6 plus the additional 13. These are looking for 5-up, feel no pains. Making 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, which is pretty good, but I guarantee you he does not have that many wounds. So he is dead. All right, and that is it for the Genestealer Cult turn here on turn 2. Man, that was a pretty crazy turn. So we will come back to you after movement phase for the Tyranids here on turn 3. All right, movement phase for the Tyranids here on turn 3. These Genestealers advanced up over this way, looking on these dude bros to munch. These guys over here advanced up over this way, looking on these dude bros to munch. His Patriarch, I keep saying that, Broodlord, advanced up over this way, munch. Also buff. And his Carnifex here just moved over here, stomp. The Neurothrope and the Venomthropes, Zoanthropes. Zoanthropes. It fell back out of combat over there, over to here, so that they're closest to these dude bros over here. And the 7 Ripper Swarms finally came in 9 inches away from these dude bros. So that is it for the movement phase. We will come back to you with the psychic phase. All right, the Zoanthrope is going to cast Catalyst onto this guy over here. 6. On a 6, goes off with a 7. And now the Neurothrope here is going to smite into them over there. 5. Looking for a 5 for the first one. No, does not go off, but re-rolling 1s because of who they are. No, back into a 1. 11. Now these guys are going to do it on a 6 over here. Goes off with an 8. Wow. So that's going to be D3, and D3 plus D3. So that's going to be 2, 3, 4 wounds. And then the Broodlord here is going to smite into here looking for a 7. Not getting it on a 5. He's going to spend a command point to re-roll that 1. Into a 3 becomes a 7. That is good. So D3 mortal wounds. 2 mortal wounds. Rugged construction saves. Nope. And now his Stranglethorn is going to fire in the shooting phase into my truck over here. 3 shots. These are going to be hitting on 3s because of enhanced senses. Getting 3 hits. Strength 7. So looking for 3s to wound. Getting 2 wounds, AP -1, looking for 5-up serves. Making 1, failing 1, so that's going to be 2 damage. 2 6-up rugged construction serves. Fill faces, no, adds up to a 6. Doesn't make a difference, it is dead. Does it explode though? No, it does not. All right, so starting off, the Ripper Swarms are going to charge into my dude bros over here, so I'm going to fire Overwatch, 3 shots with the auto pistols. On 6s, getting 2 hits. Wounding, what's their toughness?
It's a joke. It's bad.
All right, 1 second. All right, it's toughness 3, so wounding on a 4. Getting 1 wound, 6-up save.
Negative anything?
No, negative. These are just auto pistols. That's cocked.
How about I reroll that?
No, that takes a wound.
Yeah,
and now their charge distance, looking for a 9-inch charge. Making it in. All right, so now his Genestealers are going to charge into my acolytes over here. So they're going to fire Overwatch. We got the 4 pistols first, getting 1 hit. That is not a wound. And then we have the hand flamer, getting 1 hit, not a wound. So their charge distance is totally in. And now the Broodlord is going to charge into these guys over here. They're going to fire Overwatch, getting 1 hit. Getting no wound. His charge distance, need a 9-inch charge. Not making it. Do you want to spend your last command point? He's going to spend his last command point here. Looking for a 3+. No. And now these guys are going to charge into them. Overwatch. Not getting any hits there, so his charge distance is totally in. All right, so now starting off in the fight phase, his Ripper Swarm is going to attack into my Acolytes over here. So we're going to have 20, they've got 4 attacks each, so it's going to be 28 attacks coming in here. These are going to be hitting on 5s. All right, we'll come back to you with that. All right, so 9 hits. These are now going to be wounding on 4, strength 3, toughness 3. All right, so getting 3 wounds. We'll come back to that. So we've got 3 5-up saves. And I failed them all. All right, so now this squad here is going to attack into my Acolytes. So they've got 56 attacks that are going to come in here because that are going to be coming in here. So these are going to be hitting. We're doing the 28 per now, so this is going to be the first set of 28. These are going to be hitting on 2s because they're within 6 inches of the Broodlord there. All right, we'll come back to that.
Okay.
All right, so we're going to have 24 hits on that first set, so we're just going to do the wounds for that because I think it might just straight up kill them. So these are going to be strength 4. We're looking for 3s to wound. 6s I will have 0 save for. So we've got, how many 6s there?
Dead.
So we got 3 6s. Plus, how many, we'll come back to the others. And we have 11 6-up saves. Yeah, no, they're dead. All right, so now this squad's going to attack in, hitting on 2s because of the Broodlord there. So it's going to be, we've got 10 guys in there. So it's going to be 20 attacks, or 40 attacks hitting on 2s. We're going to do 20 at a time. Hitting on 2s, we'll come back to you.
This might kill him.
All right, so there's 16 hits in the first set. So these are going to be wounding on 3s. All right, 6s will straight up kill a dude. So we've got, is that 5? Yeah, 5 6s, so straight up dead squad. All right, so that is it for the Tyranid turn here on turn 3. I've got 1 test to take back over there, see if he's gonna run. So he lost 4 guys, 4 plus. 1 is good, he is solid because he's got nowhere to run to because his planet is being overrun by things trying to eat him. So that is going to be it for the Tyranid turn here on turn 3. We'll come back to you after movement phase for the Genestealer Cult on turn 3. All right, movement phase. These guys moved up over this way towards the Genestealers. He stood still over here. All of these guys moved up towards these guys, and he stood still back over there. So that's going to be it for the movement phase. We'll come back to you with the shooting phase. All right, so now I've got the 4 guys here, and the 1 guy there with auto pistols are going to fire into the zoanthropes. So these are going to be hitting on 4s. All right, getting 2 hits. These are going to be wounding on 5s. Getting 2 wounds. 2 3-up saves. No, failed 1.
I don't have any more rerolls.
No, but you got a 6-up, feel no pain. No, 1 takes a wound. And now the needle pistol from the Primus. That is not a hit. All right, so now my truck here is going to fire everything into the Genestealers over here. So we're going to go with the twin autocannon hitting on 5s because he's wounded. That is going to be 1 hit. That is not a wound. And the heavy stubber. That is 1 hit. That is 1 wound. 5 up.
5.
Yeah, they're good. And then the 5 auto pistols into them over here. That is 3 hits. That is no wound. All right, that's it for shooting. Into the assault phase, these guys are going to charge into the pure strains, into the regular Genestealers over here. They've been consumed back into the Hive Mind, so they're not pure strains. They're just Genestealers. Looking for an 8-inch charge. Not getting it, but I'm going to spend my last command point to reroll. Into a 6. Fill faces for life. My Aberrants are going to charge into the Zoanthropes over here. They're in. Heavy Rock Saw is going to charge into the Ripper Swarm. I don't know why I only rolled 1, but they're both in. My Primus is going to charge into the the Zoanthropes and the Ripper Swarm. He's in. And then my dude bros over here are going to charge into the Neurothropes and the Ripper Swarm as well. And they're in. All right, so starting into the fight phase now. My Acolyte squad with the heavy rock drills is going to attack into his dude bros over here, into his Zoanthropes. So we're going to go with the rock drills first. So we got 4 attacks here, hitting on 2s because of the Primus. All right, that's all hits. These are going to be wounding on 2s. That is all wounds there. So we've got 3-up invul saves.
4 1s.
4 1s. Making them all. Now the 2 regular guys are going to attack in. These are with their Rending Claws. That's 2 hits. That is 1 wound. Makes a save. 3 attacks from the leader. That is going to be 2 hits. Bone swords, no wounds. All right, so now my aberrants are going to attack into them. So we're going to go 12 attacks here with their picks. Hitting on 2s. That is all but 2 hits. So these are now going to be wounding on 3s. All right. So that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 wounds. Failing 2 of them. So they're going to be, they've got a 6 up feeling of pain. So they're D3. So the first one is going to be 2 wounds. Failed them both. So that's going to be 1 guy dead. And then the second one is 3 wounds. Feeling no pain. No, he feels it all. Another guy dead. And now the rending claw attacks. All right, hitting on 2s. These are now going to be wounding on 3s. All right. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 wounds. 6 3-up saves. Failing 1 of them. 6 up, feel no pain. No, so takes a wound. Now the heavy rock saw is going to go into his Ripper Swarm over there. So 2 attacks, hitting on 3s, hitting on 2s because of the Primus there. That's 2 hits. Wounding on 2s. That is 2 wounds at AP minus 3. So these are going to be D something damage. It's actually just 2 damage apiece. So it's 2 that went through. So that's going to be 4 damage. So the first one's going to kill that one. Oh, they got 6 up feeling pain. So we'll do it. Actually, let's do 2 at a time for the first guy there. Nope, so he's going to be dead. The one that's wounded is dead. And then we've got 2 more for the next one. No, it takes both of those. And now the Primus is going to attack into them. He's got 4 attacks on 2s. That is all hits. Wounding on 3s. 1 second. All right, wounding on 2s with Toxin Injector. So that's going to be 3 at AP minus 1. So they're going to have no saves. So it's going to be 3 6-up saves. Making 2, so just 1 more wound onto that guy. All right, so now we're gonna go to this Acolyte squad into here. So we're gonna go with the Rock Cutters first. So we've got 2 guys with Rock Cutters, 2 attacks each, hitting on 4s because they are unwieldy. That is 3 hits, wounding on 2s. That is 2 wounds, 2 5-up invul saves. Making 1, failing 1, so it's gonna be 2 damage. So he's got so looking for 6-ups because of Leviathan.
Whoa.
1 second. Yeah, so it's just 1 guy is dead. Okay. Yeah, it was 6 inches, so he wasn't in range for the feel no pain because of Leviathan. So now we've got the 2 regular guys plus the leader are going to attack in with their rending claws. So we've got 7 attacks here, hitting on 3s. All right, so that's going to be 6 hits. Looking for 4s to wound. That is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wounds. 5-up invul saves. Failing 3 of them. Failing 2 of them, my bad. And then 3 cultist knife attacks. That is all going to be hits. That is not going to be any wounds. All right, so now these guys are going to attack back into me over here. There's 10 guys left. I was hoping to get 1 more. So these are going to be 4 attacks each. So it's 40 attacks. We're going to do 20 at a time. Hitting on 3s because they're outside of the Brood Lord's help there. We'll come back to you. All right, so 16 hits on the first set. Looking for 3s to wound. Getting 2 6s, which will instantly kill. Oh, yeah, 2 6s will instantly kill the guy. We'll come back to you with the other ones. And 9 6-up saves. Making none of them, so they are totally wiped. All right, so now the Venom Thropes, sorry, are going to attack into my Acolytes. 2 attacks. Zoanthropes, whatever. The Thropes are going to attack into my Acolytes. That is 2 hits.
Okay, 4.
That is 2 wounds. Yep. Should have brought my dice. 2 5-up saves. Making them both. Woo!
Because I'm trying.
All right, so now we're gonna have 8 attacks from the We're gonna have 2 of the bases are attacking into my Acolyte there, and then 3 of the bases are attacking into my Primus. So we're gonna do with the 2 into the Acolyte. So 8 attacks here, hitting on 5s.
Yep.
All right, pretty good there. So that is 4 hits. These are now going to be wounding on 4s because it's strength 3, toughness 3.
Yep.
Getting 2 wounds, and I failed it. Just the 1, but that's enough to kill him.
Primus.
And 12 attacks into my Primus over here. These are going to be hitting on 5s, so not as good. So that's just going to be the 2 hits. Wounding on 4s again. No wounds. All right, and that is it for the Genestealer Cult turn here on turn 3. We'll come back to you after movement phase for the Tyranids on turn 4. All right, movement phase for the Tyranids. These guys advanced up over this way. These guys advanced up, or just moved up over this way. They didn't even have to advance. He advanced up this way, and he just moved up over this way. The Zoanthropes jumped up over here after falling back out of combat. The Ripper Swarm stayed in combat, and the whatchamacallit, the Neurothrope fell back out of combat, or just moved over there because he wasn't in combat. So that is going to be it for the movement phase. We'll come back to you with the Psychic phase. All right, so we're going to start off with him casting Smite into my Primus over here. So looking for a 5. Not getting it, but he can reroll 1s.
Thank God.
Into a 6, so that's going to be D3 mortal wounds. 3 mortal wounds. These guys are now going to go into the Aberrants over here. So looking for a 6 on this Smite.
Correct.
Getting it with a 6, so that's going to be D3 mortal wounds because they're down to 2 guys left.
Yep, that's it.
So it's going to be 3 mortal wounds. All right, 5 up. Saves here. Nope, not making any. And he's going to cast it onto here on a 7. Going off, D3 mortal wounds. 3 will kill him. 2. Rugged Construction. Nope, not making either of those. Shooting phase, Stranglethorn Cannons, and over here. 5 shots. Here we go, hitting on 3s.
Enhanced senses.
Getting 2 hits. These are now going to be wounding on 3s. Getting 2 wounds.
2 -1s.
Making 1, failing 1. It's going to be 2 damage. So here we go. I need to make 2 6-ups or he is dead. No, he did. Does he blow up? He does not. All right, so that's it for the shooting phase. No assaults, so we're just going to go into the fight phase. The Ripper Swarms are going to put, how many guys are going into?
All of them.
All of them are going to go into the Primus over here. So we've got 6 guys there. 6 times 4 is going, oh no, 5 guys there. Sorry, 5 guys. I was counting him. 5 guys there, so 20 attacks are coming in here, hitting on 5s. We'll come back to you with that. 3 hits. Wounding on 4s.
Come on, baby.
Getting 1 wound.
No.
Here it goes.
If you make the save.
1, 1 second. It's got a 5-up save. Can he make a 5-up save? If I don't, he's dead.
No pressure, man. No pressure.
If I do, he's alive. 5-up save. Can he do it? No, he cannot. And that is Slay the Warlord. All right, we're going to do, these guys are going to attack in here. So we're going to have the 2 regular guys are going to attack first. We got the Rending Claws. So that is going to be 2 hits. Wounding on 3s. That is 2 wounds. AP -1. So those are just going to go through. 2 6-up, feeling no pains. Making 1, failing 1.
He's dead.
And then we got the 2 Cultist Knives. So that is going to be 1 hit. That is a wound. Regular 6-up save. No. 6-up, feel no pain. No. And now we've got the rock drills that are going to go in here. That is 2 hits. That is 2 wounds. Those are AP that go straight through. So let's do it 6-up, feel no pains for each of these at this point. So we'll do the first one. 6-up, feel no pain for the first one.
Nope.
No. So that's 1 wound there. On a 2-up, it does a mortal wound. It does. So another 6-up, feel no pain. No. And then it does another mortal wound on a 3-up. No. So he is going to be down to 1 wound. So now 6-up, feel no pain on the second strike. It's good. And then the leader's attacking in. That is 2 hits. That is 2 wounds at AP 1 with the rending claws. So these are going to be 6 up, feel no pains. No, so that is going to be 1 dead and 1 wound onto the next guy. And cultist knife attack with the leader. That is 1 hit. That is not a wound. All right, so that is it for the Tyranid's turn here on turn 4. These guys have to take a leadership test and are good. We'll come back to you after movement phase for the Genestealer Cult. All right, movement phase. These guys moved around here to try to make the charge here, and these guys stayed in combat. So that is it for the movement phase. We'll come back to you with the shooting phase. 4 pistols over here. Getting 2 hits. Getting 2 wounds. 2 6-up saves.
Success?
No, 6-up feel no pains. Making 1. And now charges. Those guys are in, and we will come back to you with the fight phase. Okay. All right, so these guys are going to attack in here. 8 attacks with their picks hitting on 3s because my Primus is dead. 4 hits. Wounding on 2s. Oh no, wounding on 3s. Sorry. That's 2 wounds. 2 3-up invul saves. So they're making them both. Same thing with the rending claws. That is not great. That is also not great. So that is 1 wound. 3 up. He's good. Regular guys over here attacking in. Wounding. That is going to be 2 wounds. AP -1, so it's going to be 2 6-up invul saves. Makes them both. And now the cultist knives. 1 hit. 1 wound. 6-up save. Nope. 6-up feel no pain. No, he did. And the rock drills. That is 3 hits. That is 3 wounds. So the first one does a wound, and then 6-up feel no pain. That's good. Second one does a wound, feel no pain. No. Nope. So then 2-up does a mortal wound. No. So then the third one, 6-up feel no pain. Nope, so 2-up mortal wound, and that's a mortal wound, so that's going to be a base dead. And then the leader, those are all hits. Those are all wounds. Just going to be 6-up feel no pains, because those are with the bone sword.
3 of them?
Yep, 3 of them. Makes 1, so he's still alive. And the cultist knife. That's a hit. That is a wound. 6-up save. No, 6-up feel no pain. No, he did. All right, so now he's going to attack back because I consolidated into him. That is a hit.
And?
That is not a wound. And then these 2 guys are going to attack in here. 2 attacks. Those are both hits.
Wow.
Wounds. Those are 2 wounds. That's 1 save. And that is not a feel no pain. All right, that is the end of the Genestealer Cult turn here on turn 4. And that is where we're going to call this game because I think I'm just going to keep bashing into there until his dude bros can come up and help clean me up over here. Same thing with these guys. I just think it's just not going to happen at this point because we were playing kill points and he's killed all but 2 of my guys and I had more points at the end. So this is a Tyranid victory, as it always is when they finally arrive at the planet that the Genestealer Cult has prepared for them. The Great Devourer always gets its meal. That was a ton of fun. I loved all of the visuals that I had in my head of this whole, you know, this Genestealer Cult fighting for their lives, scrapping and just trying to survive as the Tyranids just came down and devoured them and just killed them all. Pretty awesome, fun time. I hope you guys have all enjoyed this. I certainly have. I have been Phil the Glacial Geek as always. My opponent's been Neil, and until next time, have fun.